I was talking to you. We're neighbors.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we need 4 more ladies. Yeah.
One more lady.
Yeah. After you finish. Yeah. Gentlemen, please stand together.
We're here now to explain what got us here. What is it that got us excited? Why do we feel it deserves our full attention? We're here because of a very ambitious and truly amazing project. In its dimensions, it's a big green oasis emerging in the desert in the northwest of China. And they launched rockets there into space, and we feel this project has the same potential. Not just in China, but also in the US and worldwide. So we have an emerging market leader, and we, as New York business consultants, I'm Malcolm Evers, and we're here with our New York team, we get excited about food, about ambitious entrepreneurs, about opportunities that really make a change in an entire area. So here, licorice is grown, mountain glacier water is produced, many other products, and you see Shawn Yuxiang is the initiator, is the founder of Xiarui. You'll see the company website, xrsand.com, in the background. Also the CEO of US Blue Sky Capital has put together an amazing team. And whenever we get together and I see the images, something new is happening at an enormous scale. And it has to do with infrastructure, with agriculture, but also with you, with all the people that have something to offer for an offtake agreement, as an investor, to write about it in the media, to be part of something big, because this event would not have been possible without many helping hands, and such an ambitious project would not have been possible with many, many helping hands. And for the next stage, we need all of you. That's why we are here. So I'm here to thank our Xiarui, Shawn Yuxiang. I'm here to very much thank George, to thank our team, Vanya from Portugal, Leo from Germany, David from France, Alexia from France, Jing is on the way here from China. So we have a very international team. And when I look in the smiling faces here, we have a very international audience. So we want to learn from each other, and also we want to embrace the amazing space we have that Professor Vazi made happen for us with a lot of dedication, very short term, and worked very hard here as the head of the Center for Entrepreneurship. So please stay in touch with us, network with us, enjoy the food, drinks, but also really think, how can you be a part of this great project? So these are my 5 cents from New York business consultants. We hope you have a great time, and if you have questions, please raise your hand, reach out to Shawn, to anybody of our team, to anybody from US Blue Sky Capital, from the people around you, ask your questions. And
一带一路打开筑梦空间，野上成景铸就产业传奇，小小甘草成就万里沙漠的经济腾飞。2013年9月和10月，习近平总书记分别提出了建设新丝绸之路经济带和21世纪海上丝绸之路的伟大复兴中国梦的战略构想。一带一路沿线大多为新兴经济体和发展中国家，普遍处于经济发展的上升期，开展互利合作的前景广阔。对于我国陕西、甘肃、青海、宁夏、新疆等省份在继西部大开发战略之后，进一步加快与丝路沿线国家的合作交流，促进这些西部省份对外开放，产业转型升级，带来了无限商机。美籍华人闵玉祥正是看到这一历史机遇，在经过几年的考察调研后，在甘肃张掖开启了他的逐梦之路。
很巧合，习主席9月份提出了这个丝绸之路经济带，这个海上丝绸之路经济带，陆地的丝绸经济带。从地理位置上来说，我们是赶上了，因为我们的位置是在甘肃省张掖 业石高台线，这就是古丝绸之路和现代丝绸之路的必经之路。大力的发展经济，在这个背景下，我们就成为了甘肃夏瑞纱产业有限公司丝绸之路经济带上打造成为明星企业这样定位，还有西部开发的一个重点企业，纱产业的一个龙头企业。
甘肃夏瑞纱产业有限公司是由美国蓝天资本和宁夏夏瑞生物科技有限公司联手打造的中美合资企业。公司坐落于美丽的祁连山脚下，于2013年10月创建，在甘肃省张掖市高台县南华工业园区征地150亩，建立厂房、车间和办公大楼。在高台县新坝乡许三湾村租赁土地5万亩，用于优质甘草的农业种植。高台县位于古丝绸之路的必经之路与核心地带，公司毗邻即将通车的高台县高铁站，交通十分便利。
那么我们目前这个纱产业，其实对习主席丝绸之路经济带的一个伟大实践，就是对更重要的是对钱学森这个教授的这个理论的伟大实践。
独特优势进行经济开发，由社会投资并实现自我循环的经济运行活动，在我国西部的不毛之地上发展新兴产业、纱产业，及利用现代化技术，包括物理、化学、生物等科学技术，通过植物的光合作用、物理转化太阳能。使用节水技术，发展知识密集型的农业型新兴产业。定居美国多年的蓝天资本董事长闵玉祥，有着丰富的投资经验和独特眼光。在国外市场的中草药交易中，他看到了甘草背后蕴藏的无限商机。
一个方面，在我们华人社区里面的甘草需求，那就是我们这样的甘草变成欺骗。在华人社区的药店啦、中药店啦和这个处方的医生啦都会开出来的。另外一个就是在美国华人市场的还有一种就是居然甘草做成了这个甘草粉，就像我们吃的胡椒粉一样的并提卖。
我们的产品出来都是国家头头头项的，就是尤其是甘草，240吨的甘草，黄酮303吨的甘草甜味素了，这是我们自己又有饮料。就这一个产品，未来会把我们企业打造成一个100亿企业。那么我们现在第3轮融资，经过我们测算之后，我们这一轮的目标再有这个2000万美金，折合人民币1.2个亿，就所有的我们农业建设能够搞起来，种植1万亩以上基地的甘草，我们可以分期开发的嘛。那么同时呢，我们在工厂这一块能够完成设备的订购和安装，比如第一个产品7年干路这个上2条生产线，那么在我们公司这样，我们公司迅速能够获利。那我们对投资人回报这一块，我们在上市之前，我们有个承诺，这个大概给投资人有15%的年回报。机构投资人进场的话，我们就是稀释15%的股权，年回报那是一样的15%。
随着甘肃夏瑞纱产业有限公司的建设投产，夏瑞牌甘草系列产品将享誉海内外。夏瑞纱产业公司正在向产值100亿的企业迈进，将会成为纱产业的龙头企业，西部的明星企业，成为国家划定的丝绸之路经济开发区的样板企业，将对整个丝绸之路经济带的经济繁荣和环境保护，减少污染产生，发挥不可估量的作用，在祖国辽阔无垠的西部土地上，成就沙漠上的中国梦。
把沙子变成金子，所以点沙为金，就是我们希望期待的投资人跟我们一起这个投资，一起成长，一起生活，就是投资夏瑞纱，尽量到回家。
That was a lot of information, and I hope we didn't overwhelm you by the dimension and the possibilities this project provides for many business owners, for people in trade, for investors, for the media. So Shawn will tell you a bit more about the various applications, the various products, and we'll put everything in perspective, and we will also allow for questions and answers. Just
ladies and gentlemen, good evening. It is a great honor to meet all of you here tonight to attend this investment and media conference for the Licorice project of Gansu Xiarui Sand Industry Limited. This company was founded and created and updated by US Blue Sky and Ningxia Xiarui Biotech Company on October 25th, 2013, and updated as a signer US company on September 3rd, 2014 at Gaotai County, Zhangye City, Gansu Province, China. Thank you very much for your nice coming and presence tonight. I wish that you will have a pleasant and profitable moment now. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to speak something about this company. First of all, we started this Licorice project by building our factory on October 12, 2013, and founded Gansu Xiarui Sand Industry Company Limited on October 25, 2013, and updated into Sino-US joint venture on September 3rd, 2014, with US Blue Sky and the Xiarui, Ningxia Xiarui Sand Industry as the main shareholder, 51% and 49%. After 1 year and a half, we updated for some family investors coming in, and we have a new structure. In the book, you will see the structure. Yeah, here. The company. Oh yeah, the company. At this moment, we have this structure now. Yeah, and for 150 million shares divided as this. So we have 27. The 27. I'm confused with the figures. Yeah, there's 27,270,000 tradable shares open for new investors coming in hope to raise fund around 2 million. That's we are finish this project. Then we will have other government matching funds and government supporting funds from China Agricultural Development Bank and other national development banks from the Chinese government. But everyone is watching. If you guys really get 1/3 of investment in, then China rich of money these days. This is the basic structure. This was said. Second, we have purchased 150 acres of land for industrial production. This 150 acres, Chinese acres, more, is less than US acres. I just use this word, it's actually more, okay. And still very large, but less large than acres. At Nanhua Industrial Park, Gaotai County, Zhangye City, Gansu Province, China, and have rented for 50 years 72,000 acres of land, but the contract is 50,000 because at that time no one know how big the space is until we rented and began to do it. For agricultural planting licorice spaces on Badan Jilin Desert, the third biggest desert in China and the first biggest desert in the world, which is located at Xusanwan Village, Xinbatang, Gaotai County, Zhangye City, Gansu Province, China. Nobody knows about this place, but I mentioned Chinese space launching place. We call it Jiuquan, satellite launching space into outer space. Everybody knows. It's very famous. We just by the end of on the northwest side of our 72,000 acres of licorice planting basis, that is the launching spreading basis. Yeah. So That's where we are. Number 3, we have nearly finished the building of 7 big shops, 1 licorice extraction main building, 1 office building, and a dormitory building with restaurants and dining room ready to finish all the buildings to put in equipment for production, even a little funds coming in. You are just the TV showed you, that's the CCTV guys to interview us. That's the real one. Doing it on October twice. That's October 12, 2014. That's really, yeah. On the 72,000 acres of licorice planting area, we have built up a road of 32 meters, 1 big dam, 2 big reservoirs, 1 big well, and get electricity, and ready for planting licorice. Just shoot there, and this video, not showing that is the reservoirs. We have updated our business plan. We have some, and all the other districts. For example, I love China. There's music, but that's all in Chinese. I only shoot this one. We get put English words there. Later on, we'll have more if you like in English. Number 4, our aims to create wealth and resources out of the desert by planting licorice 100,000 acres of land on the desert. To create electricity by using solar energy on the desert. To change sand into gold. To create oases out of the desert. Number 5, total amount of funds to be invested. In total, including solar system, we need 700 million renminbi, equals 110 million US dollars, the total. And including 120 million renminbi for factory completion. 475 million renminbi for licorice planting, 110 million for solar energy generating electricity system build up. At this moment, 22 million US dollars is enough to make sure that the project begins to make profit, make money, and move on to the success. Number 6, we have 22 products and 12 number 1 items in the world. This, could you help to show me our products of 22? This is the first one. We use water to make drinkable water, and that's drinkable. And later on we have licorice leaves tea. That will be very good to cure your cold, and drinks. And licorice chops you can buy in every Chinese traditional medicine store. This is the first 4 products. That will bring us easily to 1 billion output value. Now from number 5, ASIC to hepatitis and all to the end to the number 2022. All this. The first 3, you can read it from the name, you will do it. I just simply emphasize 2. Number 1, the number 5, ASIC. ASIC this is cure and prevent AIDS. So now the Ebola in Africa controlled mainly because of our licorice, cure all of diseases and poisons. And number 6 and number 7. Cure hepatitis. In Chinese, I know, in English, maybe I'm not pronounced correctly, but it's there, and on your books, on these books, and all the rest. This is all together, even for the worms, that's 112,000 for 1 ton. That's what this will create several hundred million dollars for us. Yeah, even the one, you see, that's medicine. That's a lot. And also, could you help go on to 12? 12, number one we have. Yeah, nobody has ever created such things except we do it. Number one, number two, until number 12. I didn't read it. You can read it because I'm afraid pronunciation is not good for you to understand, but you read it in the book. It's much better.
Just
Yeah.
if you allow me to say a sentence. So already several thousand Chinese soldiers are drinking energy drinks,
Yes.
and so it's very successfully applied in the Chinese market. Chinese licorice tea is very, very common, really part of the culture as a product in China, and so we hope to see more of these products also in the US market. Then there are many applications we haven't even mentioned in detail in pharmaceuticals and chemical supply, so it's really something that can be applied in many, many ways. And besides that, we have some of the purest water you can think of. It's glacier water off the mountains, and it's a big, big market in water supply for clean drinking water, not just in China, but also in other markets.
Yeah, the most fantastic things there, if I invite you to visit our area in summertime, you will enjoy 4 seasons. In our factory area and the desert, that's summer. I drive you 40 minutes to the bottom of Qilin Mountain, you enjoy spring. We climb the half, you enjoy autumn. On the top of the mountains, we have snow, winter. That's 1,568 glaciers. Oh, glaciers. Sorry for my bad pronunciation for that word. But now we are get this glacier drinkable water to the market and to the very top market that will bring us to over 1 million production value immediately by the end of August. In September, beginning of September, I hope I have another meeting for you and bring that for you to enjoy instead of these waters. Yeah, these are also very good. Yeah, but we have different one. And yes, just among this above 22 products, we have some number one because for our Qinian Gansu licorice drink, that is the drink, the beverage with only one plant, the number one in the world. Coca-Cola good, but you know he doesn't say I only have licorice as a single plant. We have that, the beverage. That's traditionally that is very good. If you have that 糖尿病怎么说的？
Diabetes.
Oh, diabetes. Yeah, you have diabetes. You can still enjoy and drink our Qinian Gansu drinks because it's low sugar. Because as I said on a CCTV program, that's we extracted licorice and we have a sugar element that is 125 times sweeter than sugar. That's it. So we can use that for that. For the rest, we do make the products like this. ASAs can be used for prevention and treatment of AIDS, and that is proved by controlling of 伊拉伯非洲那个病叫什么名字
Ebola.
Ebola in Africa is already controlled. Good news. Most of them used our Chinese traditional medicine, and licorice is number one because licorice we called number one. We call the king herb among all Chinese traditional medicines. It's called Guolong in Chinese. Guolong means state, the oldest. Yeah. And this hepatitis B and Xin and hepatitis C Xin are used to treatment of hepatitis B and C. And each unique product has a huge market potential. In summary, after the construction, the annual production value of the company could reach 42.5 billion renminbi at the minimum. And the annual net profit could reach 15.6 billion renminbi. And the last point, number 8, ways of drawing back your investment funds and profit. How? At the completion of construction, when the company is in full operation, the investors get 15% annual returns for investment and get cash back by selling shares of stocks when this company goes IPO in Wall Street in about 2 years. Like Alibaba, everybody knows opening price is 68. Then your investment plus 68 times. And to the end of the day, it ends at 93.28. That's the investment, you can say it. Yeah. In short, this is a unique project for investment with higher returns and profit. Your closer attention will be highly appreciated. Thank you very much for your coming, and thank you very much for your listening.
Thank you, Shawn. I'll hand over in a minute to my dear colleague who's handling our business with China, Ms. Jingyu. Thank you so much for all your hard work last minute, really, in putting this together with us. You see, we do this because we want to have a healthy lifestyle. We want to live better. We want to deal with diseases. Organic food. We want to green the desert. We want to make sure that a planet with 7-8 billion people, where we have pollution, we move in the city, and we have a lot of challenges and problems. We want to make sure that in our work, in our investment that really drives decision making and influences so many people's lives, we do something for the better. And when we green the desert, when we grow organic food, when we bring two cultures together, I think we can just benefit. We have a healthier lifestyle. We have so many potentials here, just in medicine, just in pharmaceuticals, where the American and the Chinese culture can just benefit from each other. But before we go into what are the market opportunities, branding, strategy, we thought we might take a few of your questions, we collect them to see what are your questions and how can we answer them together. Thank you very much. Jing?
Hi guys. Thanks for joining us this beautiful evening. Thank you for coming. And this product sounds really magical to me. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Prevent disease and diabetes, people can drink it. And it's also, when you green the product, it actually helps you green the desert and really helps the environment issue in China right now. So I'm here to take questions regarding this magical product. Do you guys have any questions regarding anything you want to know about this product and also about Shawn's company and what he has done so far?
I want to know what is the total investment and the estimate of the project completion and whether the local labor forces will affect the completion.
Yeah. First of all, that's the total investment, including 111 million renminbi, solar system generating solar energy, electricity generating. We have 595 million renminbi, equals 98 million for the total investment, and plus 111 million renminbi for build solar energy generating electricity system. We can build step by step. At this moment, 20 million is enough to make our products come here. Yeah, for our next meeting by the end of September, I believe. A second one, because we're ready for IPO, we need the investors and more underwriters, or even one, like Alibaba. Yeah. So we are prepared. This is total investment and partial investment. Total investment for the whole project build up. That is a great works, like a great similar the Great Wall in the west part, because that's 100,000, 100, not 100, 10万怎么说？100,000.
100,000.
Oh yeah, 100,000 acres of land, all green, Licorice and oasis.
It's already in the
appear.
market, yeah.
So this is total investment and a partial investment. Thank you. Okay.
Gentleman over there.
Me?
Yes.
Where's the peer review research on the benefits medically as related to diabetes? Where's the peer review research on prevention of HIV? Where was the research actually done? Which countries? Which physicians were involved?
Okay.
Just to begin.
Yeah. During
I
just
have many
like
more after that.
yeah, just like I spoke on the CCTV program, maybe in English not very clearly translated. We during I already invested for this project for 6 years. 1.5 years ago we start this area, but originally, I mean in the summer of 2009, that happened in Ningxia province. It's actually Ningxia is we call the automatically region in China. It's because of that a lot of Muslims there, a lot of traditional province, but the function equals we call it 自治区怎么说呢？
Autonomous.
Autonomous region.
Yeah.
The autonomous region is Ningxia, similar. We simply here to you we just say province. It's easier. In that Ningxia province, we're doing it at Maowushu Desert, yeah, and Tengeli Desert, 2 deserts. But we have 1,000, 2,000 here, 1,000, 2,000 there. That's very separate. It's not good to be industrial production, farming, big farming. Just answer your questions. We do not hire a lot of local labor forces. No, even a machine we do all automatically. Yeah, to even advanced than US level. Now we do in the China. That's very advanced. We do not hire people. Most of all we use robots.
Yes.
Robots. 机器人是不是？
Maybe to add just
Yeah.
real quick.
So during the last, to your question, during the last 6 years,
Yeah, I'd like to see the...
I didn't answer your question. Sorry.
No, not at all.
That's we have cooperation with 2 researching areas. One is Professor Shi Gaofeng in Lanzhou Institute of Technology. Another is a famous female, beautiful professor. I don't know her name. It's at China's military academy. They are used to military distribute our drinks to
I'd
the
like to
soldiers.
see the beautiful research
Yeah, okay. I will bring you to there next time. Bring
in
you.
hard copy.
Yeah, they get 专利怎么说呢？
or by a newsletter.
The CV patent.
Patents.
Patents.
Yeah, they get a lot of patents using our project. They're all our team. Yeah, they're doing research. I'm doing finance, Mr. I'm doing planting and technology.
If you can show me
So
two
maybe
peer-reviewed
real
articles,
quick
I'm fine.
to answer.
Yes,
if
I will
allow
show
me.
you later. Okay?
If you allow me.
Yeah, please.
So we see enormous demand and success already for the product in the food market. And we see it with energy drinks, with tea, capsules, powder. When it comes to US peer-reviewed research, where we make such a claim, does it cure hepatitis, does it cure AIDS, what is non-traditional medicine, what is already hard science and proven, we can of course be and want to be transparent and share that with you, what's the research that has been done, what is still a bit vague. So we have some claims that are much stronger for food, for health benefits, organic food, than for curing certain
Thank you.
diseases,
That
which
clarifies a lot.
One word
so
to
a
your
lot of
question.
research is
Gentlemen.
currently being underdone since the product's entering the US.
At this moment, we only need money to build everything up. We do not have a stage to.
I know you want the money,
to-
but let me respond.
Yeah, that's right. So we
I'll
didn't
respond to
prepare all these patents.
Sometimes money is a two-way
Research
street.
report. You are right. So I will
If
give you
you want-
specially.
If you want a certain amount of, obviously you want a certain amount of people to invest,
Yes.
but they want to know what they're going to get in return.
Yes.
Whether it's profit or whether you're going to buy something from them in return.
Yes, and
Sometimes
also for that, for example, pharmaceuticals, then we will bring in the US partners that are actually interested in this as a supply. So
I
there are
work,
ongoing negotiations.
I work on the desert for 6 years. I'm busy. 13 flights to China, you are with 15 months is a start. I have no time to sit down to do the research, but I don't have to provide you everything. And let the experience for this.
And you see,
yes.
Yeah, so for the lady here, I can answer your question. From herb medicine to opinion, this herb medicine can compatible any herbal compound because for herb medicine doctor, if they make any combination formula, should have one this herb. That means this herb can merge with any herb.
I get that.
First, not toxic. Second, why can treatment diabetes? There has one small molecule target to disease some gene. Because I think this person don't know medicine, so he cannot exactly explain to you. I'm from China PUMC, and also I work for Korea Medical Center. So for herbal researcher, I think I can. This is the first answer. Another is why have this opinion? You can check journal. Journal is New England, and also for treatment AIDS in Maryland. Maryland have American National for AIDS Institute. The institute leader tell me they right now using this herb to do clinical trial.
We're going to share more medical research later.
She's from Columbia, professor here, so she's
So the gentleman right here. Yeah.
First, I want to say it was an excellent presentation. I really enjoyed it. My name is David Scherson. I'm with Exante Regulatory Compliance Consultants. The question I have pertains to the crowdfunding capital raise, which is what my company offers. Are you actively soliciting business from U.S. investors?
I do need investors from U.S. and from all over the world. The problem is I need, actually what I need is these ladies, such as an institution with 2 billion, save my travel. Otherwise, every day I will talk, I will explain, I have meetings I like, yeah, because that's making me very famous, yeah, that's, in China. Yeah.
It's actually a two-part question.
Yeah.
The other part of that question is if you are in fact soliciting business from U.S. investors, based on the capital raise of $27 million, that falls under Regulation A. Have you filed that with the Securities and Exchange Commission?
Professor, could you help me to answer this question? This is Dr. Lu, an expert. Actually, will join us very soon. She did a lot of research and better English than me. Could you help?
I'm afraid I didn't prepare for that kind of question.
Oh,
sorry about it.
We could arrange an opportunity for all of us to really work together. Yeah. Let us know where you see areas for improvement, where you see potential, where also we can share kind of insights from China in medicine, in organic food, in the practice, and when it comes to the race and going forward, we appreciate all your feedback, and we see this really as a start to bring up the questions, to exchange contact informations, to have more meetings, and to really make this successful together. So that's the reason we.
I really hope you send them an email about this question. My writing in English is much better than my spoken English. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, please.
Yeah, the lady next to her.
May I speak in Chinese first?
Yeah, sure.
Just to English. 明总您好，我叫曾凤石，我来自中国广东，现在在美国的一家律师事务所工作，是艾菲律师事务所的。今天很高兴能够来到这里参加贵公司的产品发布会，然后对贵公司的就是产品还有市场都感到非常的有兴趣。我现在想问的一个问题是，就是贵公司的产品现在主要的市场是在中国还是在美国？如果是对于美国市场的话，贵公司有没有一些计划或者是打算？
Do you want to speak English also? So the
yeah.
guest council.
Yeah. Hello everyone. My name is Phoebe. I come from China. Now I work for an American law firm. That's the Philly law firm. Yeah. My question to Mr. Ming is, what would be the major market for their products? Is there any plans for their product to go to the United States market? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much for the question. First of all, to this meeting is not a products representation meeting. Also, I get this, but the main purpose of this meeting to get investors to raise money for me to finish the completion of our factory build-up and our Licorice basis build-up. But this question, we are signer. We are signer U.S. We're U.S. signer joint venture. Of course, I'm here in USA. I hope some of the products will be here to a better price. But our main market is in China because China have 1.4 billion. If each day to drink to have my one chop or one bottle of water, like glycerin, you see how much I make. Many focus on Chinese market, but we'll do IPO, we'll do public listed on Wall Street. That's my purpose for this. For these investors, easy to withdraw with higher returns and profit.
And if you want to know more detailed information regarding this business project, you can get it from the business plan with more detailed information and numbers in there, and with CD, everything.
I have a potential investor that is Mr. Nicholas. He intended to invest 22 million, so I will leave that close to him. And he has invested a very big pharmaceutical, we call the Villasis Pharmaceutical Company at Long Island. They're interested in our products. They suggest we get half products here with a higher price. But I said less market compared to the Chinese market. But he said even this half, we are making more money because we see more in US dollars.
China is definitely the hugest market right now.
Yes, thank you for your question.
Thank you, Shawn. Thank you, Shawn. We appreciate it. We have a bit more program to cover, and as you could see, it's dialogue that makes us better. I mean, that's what we as consultants always try to do. We try to be that voice that says you could also do it differently, and we all have that voice, opinion, background that adds to the success of this and other projects. And what has just been mentioned, I think, will be addressed by our co-host and next speaker, Professor Vazi. Round of applause for you, my friend. Professor Vazi, just to say a few words, is an incredible strategy expert. Has spent 8 years consulting the biggest, best, most successful companies in the world at the Boston Consulting Group. Graduated at the best business school in the world. I would say that's Wharton, even though I went to Yale SOM. Went to Stanford, became the president of the Stanford alumni here in New York, and he really knows a thing or two, so you should listen carefully of what he has to say about the market opportunities of this, of the trends this supports, of why we feel this indeed, and we hope we can convince you, is really fantastic for the US market as well. Thank you so much, Vazi, for having us, for moving all the wheels to making this happen. We couldn't build anything without a solid foundation that you have provided so often. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate it.
Danke. I will translate into Chinese and German after I do it in English. Le français aussi. My name is Wazi. I'm your host. Thank you all for coming. I will be only about 45 minutes, so just a couple of minutes on both the Chinese side and the US side of where we see things going. I actually have probably worked in about, or lived in 25 countries in the world, but I had never, ever made it to China until last month, where I went to Shenzhen and Guangzhou. And I, for the first time in my life, was surprised in a country. Right? I've been, as I said, to many, many places. I've never been surprised. I was surprised by a few different things. One is the incredible infrastructure that exists in China. We've heard about it, but just seeing it. In 6 days, I didn't see a single pothole. Not one, in a city of 23 million people. Quite amazing if you think about it. But what's the more important infrastructure? Some of the things that Shawn alluded to was the electric train system in China. After 6 or 7 years, the train system transports twice as many people that the airline industry in domestic China does, in just 6 or 7 years. Now, if you go back 6 or 7 years before that, no one in their right mind would create that electric train system. It would never make enough money. It won't, and it still won't for many decades. But money, in the way China looks at things, isn't about just one thing. It's not about just the electric train system. It's about the whole infrastructure. It's about how really business is going to grow in China because of the electric train system, the high-speed rail system. And in much the same way, it's not just about the licorice that's going to get planted there, but it's about how the greening of the desert occurs and then more industry occurs from there. Right? So that's one of the things. The second is just the energy consciousness of the whole project and of China in general. If you go back to 1990, most of you weren't born. I was old enough, definitely. But in 1990, the US produced 40% of all solar cells in the world. 40%. Today, it produces 7%. Instead, China, of which this uses a lot of those solar cells, spends $10 billion a month on solar cells. Right? So they're thinking through everything. Lastly, wealth growth. Back in 2000, according to Boston Consulting Group's own numbers, in year 2000, the average Chinese worker made 3% of the average US worker. But thinking forward, using robots, today, the average Chinese worker already makes 17% of the average US worker. That's quite a substantial increase in just 15 years. And that growth is increasing exponentially. Right? So all in all, definitely the infrastructure, the growth, everything together, the foresight and thinking through a large project, the government's going to be investing in this as well. Thinking through that whole process is the way to think about things. The questions the men have, I was an investment banker in my past, I was in private equity in my past also. And so I also think through worrying about all the positions that are put forth, all the contentions that are put up. My mother is diabetic, so when I hear that this is good for diabetes, that's a great thing. But there are China's changed a lot in 20 years. But in thousands of years is where licorice has come through from. Not just research in universities, but actual usage from family to family. And one thing I encourage here in the US, and one thing that definitely the US has already undertaken, is a tremendous increase in herbal and traditional foods and medicines, and also going back to roots and trying to get natural product. Not fake sugar, but good supplemental things that make us feel good, but aren't bad for us. And so, while I could go into a lot of boring slides, which I did produce, I will not, mainly because I want to see the dancing that's going to happen a little bit later. And two, definitely not to put you all to sleep. But what I will ask you to do is think like the Chinese have done for thousands of years and also for the last 2 decades. Think much broader. Don't think of one thing making something work for you, but the whole thing making it all that much better. Thank you.
I add add one word to Professor Wazet said, China's electricity trend. The ancient China from Xi'an city, the ancient name is Chang'an, go to the west into South Asia, into Europe and Middle Asia. They use camera. Not camera, camel. Camel. Now, train. For example, also we call the Gansu city. The capital city is your hometown, Lanzhou. From Lanzhou to our area, that's Jiuquan satellite launching space. That's our Gaotai County. Is 600 miles in China, kilometers. We drive 7 to 8 hours from our desert area to Lanzhou, the capital city of Lanzhou city. Nowadays, 3 hours by speedy train. Yeah, to Xinjiang province, Urumqi, that's only 11 hours. Before, a normal train takes you 24 hours. Then, from Xinjiang, Los Urumqi, you go to Russia, Kazakhstan. This is the train impressed this professor in China. That's really all over the country. So that's very quick. We fly to Beijing, then to Lanzhou, then 3 hours to get there. Or we fly to another city we call the Xining, the capital of Qinghai province, only 2 hours. Yeah, the train goes to Lanzhou to Xining, then to our Gaotai, Zhangye city. Only 3 stops. Very quick. So I'm the first time taking this train. Not mentioning you. I'm born in China, but this time I'm very much impressed by this speed train. Really very quick. That means why we call it one belt and one road. The ancient Chinese economic belt directly to the north to Italy and Israel. Yeah, from our area. It's called modern Silk Way economic zone. We are in the middle, in the throat of it. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Shawn. I might want to add, what does a man in the desert do who is going for his goals, who's ambitious? And it takes him an hour to get to his site, to be in a tent, to eat Chinese noodles with his workers, to make it happen from the ground. Well, he builds a road, and that's exactly what Shawn did. In the beginning, we got together and I learned about the project, and I was skeptical, like you are, and I thought, but this is so fascinating. Maybe only in China and maybe Dubai, things like that really happen. Well, let's say an English teacher, Jack Ma, starts Alibaba, where these things really happen. Because these are people who listen and who just push and work so hard to make it work. So in the meantime, all this infrastructure is not a dream, it's a reality. The reservoirs are there, the roads are there, 32 meter wide. Now it's just a 22-minute ride to get to the site. The construction is on the way, has been completed, products are on the market. So the train is moving. We're not building it, and it'll move no matter what. But we invite American partners and partners around the world to put their wagon behind it, to push it, to add their ideas, and to make it bigger and better, a better ride to get faster to the goal together.